Did it work? No.
Ma'am, put the char of 5 comma 5 in brackets, ma'am.
It's not needed. The thing is that is not needed. But if you want to give it a try, you can give it a try. But that is extremely not needed. Do one thing, let's check. Okay, wherever this function starts, print board before the for loop से पहले आ जाओ, हाँ नीचे आओ, and then लिखो system dot out dot print board 0 of 0, or write 0 of 1. Print write board और ब्रैकेट में 0 और फिर दूसरे ब्रैकेट में 1 लिखना.
1.
1 और सेमीकोलन लगाओ, फिर रन करो. कुछ मिला नहीं. और इसी स्टेटमेंट को जरा ऊपर करना, जरा इसी वाले स्टेटमेंट को कॉपी कर दो, जो अभी लिखा है एक्स्ट्रा स्टेटमेंट उसको कॉपी कर लो और इसको ये मेन वाले फंक्शन में लिखना या प्रिंट बोर्ड से पहले कॉपी करो और मेन वाले हाँ उससे पहले प्रिंट बोर्ड से पहले यहाँ पे हाँ लिखो. अब रन करो. कुछ आया? रन इट अगेन, दोबारा रन करो. ये नो, व्हाई आर यू गेटिंग दिस? ये हो सकता है जो श्वेता मैम कह रही है, क्योंकि एरे तो डिक्लेयर किया है पर एरे में वो, वेट अ सेकंड, यू डोंट पुट ओ फोर, आई एम सो सॉरी. एरे में प्लस नहीं लगाते, प्लस की जगह कॉमा लगेंगे. ये स्पेस, ये जो प्लस लगाए हैं, हाँ ये सब कॉमा होंगे. सेव करो पहले.
Okay.
हाँ हो गया.
Can
राइट, मैंने भी नोटिस नहीं किया. ओके, did everybody else got it? I hope everybody else got it. If somebody else has a problem, then do let me know. No. Alright, so we did that. Now what we have to do is we have to take input from the user. So I think everybody knows how to do it. You will do in your main. You can just, after this, you can just have your scanner, and then you will take an, like, you can write system.out.print ln, enter number between 1 to 9, and then you can take a integer like any int position or whatever, and then make the user enter a number, right? I hope all of you can do that yourself now. So you're going to make the user enter a number, and then what you're going to do is we're going to have another method which is going to be place mark. We're going to have another method which is going to be place mark, and what it is going to do is we will have place mark which will take our board, a game board, and it is going to take position which the user will enter. So position is going to be, it's going to be an int position. You will make the user enter a number in it. I'm just giving it one for right now. Okay. So we're going to do this, and we got this method. Now, according to whatever the number position is going to have, we are going to place a mark in that position, right? According to whatever number is given. If it's given 1, then we need to have a cross or a 0 in the position 1. 1, if it's going to be 2, we're going to have that in 2. So easiest way to do it, you will use switch case. We've done switch case before. We've done switch case. So you can use switch. You can just have position 1. If it is 1, 0 of 0 should be, I will write it again for you guys. And then you will have that, and then so what you're going to do is, you're going to use switch, and it's going to be switch, bracket is going to be position, and then we will start it, and we will have case 1, and case 1 is going to be, we're going to write board, oh sorry, game board 0 of 0 is equals to, let's give it a x for now, alright, and then we will write break. Then we're going to have case 2. So we'll have game board. And now this is a bit of tricky part, all right? Like whatever we're going to give position, we're going to say x again. And then we will have break. But look at this, all right? Look over here. This is your position. This whole thing was an array, right? In an array, how does it go? Let's say this was the array. So this is 0 of 0 position, 0, 0. This is 0, 1. This is 0, 2. This is 0, 3. And this is 0, 4, right? How when we write I of j, this is what the positions are. This is 0, 0. This is 0, 1. This is 0, 2. This is 0, 3. And this is 0, 4. So this space is the blank space over here where we want it. So we want a x at 0, 0, which is the case 1. Then this is the second position. This is not 0, 1. This is 0, 2. And then at 0, 3, we have this line, and 0, 4 is where we want the mark. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Did you understand what I'm trying? Yes. So we had it at 0, 0. We had it at 0, 2. And then we had it at 0, 4. So that is what I'm going to write. This is going to be, this is not going to be 0, 1. This is going to be 0, 2. And then we're going to have the same thing. Going to be case 3. I'm going to only do this. You guys are going to do the rest of it. 0, 4. All right. And I'm going to save this. And after this thing is done, after you've got your position, you're going to call print board again, and you're sending game board. Why? Because after you printed the X or whatever you got it on the position, you need to print the board again. So now I'm going to run it. See, I had what happened? happened? Let me check it once. We had print board, then we had place mark, game position. Position was 1. So we had case 1, case 2, case 3, and then print board again. And then we had this. It should be working. So it should work. Why is this happening now? Okay. So okay, did it even for that one? I just it over here. If you can see this, it did work. So it is working. This is exactly how you're going to do it. It's only throwing errors, weird errors, because I did not complete the whole thing. So do you guys have any confusion in this? This code will work. When you have your whole complete board over here and you have the whole thing, it will work. And when you complete even all of these. Any anybody wants to ask something? Is this clear?
Ma'am, will you please send the copy of code on the group?
Send the copy of this code? No. You guys are even not supposed to take screenshots. You're supposed to understand it and do it again yourself. That's how projects. I was not even supposed to kind of, explain it over here. I like projects kind of work like I will just tell you to do certain task and you're supposed to do it, but because you all do end up, I've seen you guys are a bit weak at coding, like coming up with solutions and stuff because you guys need some practice. That's why I'm discussing it with you, and that's why I do have the code and ask you to do the rest of it. So if you have any problem, ask me. Try not to even screenshot and try do it with your own understanding. That's where you will that's the way that you will be able to solve more problems in the future. So I will
Ma'am,
not be sharing the. Yes.
uh, in your position 02 and 04, so we
Hmm.
are going to print 0 or 1.
You're going to print 0 or 1. What do you mean by that?
in which case we are
Yes.
declaring array like a
You're not
code.
declaring array. You're talking about this?
Uh, yes, in
We are
X
not
position.
declaring the array.
Okay.
Yeah,
In
okay,
X.
complete. Okay, what are you saying? Let me understand it. Yes.
Okay. In X position we are 0, print 0 or 1 or X or
Okay.
0.
Yes. Okay, no, right now we are just working on, taking a number from the user and printing, a symbol over there. Right now, the user will enter, you will make the user enter a position. I've just given one over here. You will make user enter a number between 1 and 9. And we are just printing according to whatever the user says. If it says 2, then we are printing X at 2. If it says 3, we are printing X at position 3, like the third box in the, our game board. We are not considered, we're going to change it a bit. When you guys have completed till here, then we're going to work on how the computer will get a turn to play. Like once the user plays their turn, then we'll give computer a turn to play. So the user, whenever user enter the number, it will print X at whatever position the user wants. And after that, the computer will print an O at a certain position. And then at the end, we will declare a winner. So this has not ended yet. This is not where the code, if that's what you're concerned about.
Okay.
You-
In which case we are all going to print X.
Yeah, right now we are just printing X. Afterwards, when you're done with this tomorrow, if you can look over here, in this, I've written symbol, right? Over here, because we're going to send even a symbol. We're going to make it choose a symbol. If it is the player, it will print X. If it's the CPU, which is computer, will print O. So we are going to do that, but we're going to do that in the next step. Right now we're going to work on just printing an X. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is the next step. First, when you get, the code of making the computer print an X at a certain position, then you can make it print whatever you want at that position. You can make it print an O or an X or whatever is needed. Okay. So anybody else wants to ask something?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now we'll come over here and let's study about abstraction a bit today. Yesterday we did all of them. We're going to go in a bit deep. I'll do it quickly. There's not much time. So I hope you guys remember a bit about what abstraction was from yesterday. How, you watch a TV, but you do not care about how it works. You drive a car, but you don't care about how it is actually increasing the speed or decreasing the speed. You just use those pedals to make it work. Right? So data abstraction may be defined process of identifying only required characters. So it identify only the required characters and behaviors. So you can just skip these examples. In Java, abstraction can be achieved by interfaces and abstract classes. Now I'll tell you what interfaces are and implements and everything. First, let's read this. Abstract class is an abstract method. So an abstract class is a class that is declared with the abstract keywords. Remember we did abstract and public and private. I even asked, somebody was asking yesterday, told you to revise it once. So when you put that abstract keyword in front of a class, it becomes an abstract class. Or an abstract method is a method declared without implementation, right? So let's come over here and see what implementation is. See, now, an interface is an abstract class that is used to group related methods with empty body. So what do we do? Let's say we have a huge program and a lot of people are working on that code. So somebody defined, let's say, somebody wanted to make a class and that class needed to have some subclasses. So, but they wanted certain, especially in games, all right, this is especially, let's say if there is a game and you want certain methods to be present in a class. So what they do, they create this abstract class. Okay, this is, they said interface animal. Now this is an abstract class. This is an interface or an abstract class, and they declared inside this interface, they just declared these methods. They just said public void animal sound, public void sleep. That's all. They did not give it a body. There's no curly brackets and something happening inside those curly brackets. No, it just said this much. And then this interface will be implemented. Now a class was made, class pig implements animal. Now a body to these functions will be given inside this class. Now class main does not implement animal, so you will not have void animal sound or void sleep in main. But there was this class pig implements animal, so it will use these methods inside over here and give it a a certain function. Now why this helps is there's already this thing defined, so you don't have to think about okay what methods needs to go there, what needs to be done. You already implement it and get all of these methods, and you make it do whatever function you want it to do. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And implement keyword is used to implement an interface. We saw it over here, this implements. And interface is used to declare a special abstract class. And yeah, so for inheritance you use extends, right? You write class A extends class B, that is inheritance. But this is not inheritance, this is abstraction. So in this you use implements, and then you can have multiple, but you don't need to care about that. So let's come back. And abstract class may or may not have all abstract methods. Some of them can be concrete methods. Concrete methods means those methods which have a body, like when you the ones that you have been writing, method with body. And abstract methods are the one which are without body that we just saw. A method defined abstract must always be redefined in the subclass. So let's say you had this abstract method over here, animal sound, so it needs to be over here. You cannot skip it. You cannot not have this. You need, if it is implementing animal, you need to have all of these abstract methods over here and give it some body. Okay, there can be no object of abstract. You cannot make an object of the class. You cannot write animal obj is equals to new animal and then write obj dot animal sound or something. You do not do that. Abstract class can have parameterized I've not explained you this constructor, so you can skip this. Now when to use it, it's the same thing. Let's say you had a game where you had different shapes. All right, so you made a abstract class of shape, and there was color, there was area, there was a string method, and there was get color. And then you made two different classes, which was circle and you made rectangle, and these classes were implementing or extending this. All right, so then they could calculate area and had the radius and all that. So you can look at this example. They're using constructor, but we have not done constructor, so you can skip this part for now. This is almost a similar example as what we saw over. It's pretty similar to this. All right. So the main thing is that you have a abstract class, and then you implement. Interfaces are implemented, but if this would have been let's say over here how they have done it, they said an abstract class, so this will be extended. But if this would have been interface, and interface is implemented. I know it's a bit confusing, but if you say abstract class, you need to use extend. And this abstract class may have abstract methods, or it may have some normal non-abstract methods too. An interface only has abstract methods, and interface are implemented, and abstract classes are extended. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is all for abstraction. You can go to Geeks for Geeks. This is Geeks for Geeks, and what site is this? This is W3 Schools, and read more about it if you want. And tomorrow we're going to do maybe encapsulation or something, and we'll move forward with the project 2. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, or you can start leaving the class. Do remember to do the task. You know what the task is now? You need to complete the code, make the user enter a position, take that position and print an X at whatever position the user set. And if you can do it, because I've taught you that, like after the user prints it once, right? The user printed it once, user enter one and you printed X at one position. Make the user, ask the user, do you want to, enter another position, and make it enter another position and print an X at that position. Remember we did the yes and no where we used that while it is yes, do this, that thing. So if somebody can, do that, I will be really impressed. So try doing that. Did you understand what I'm asking you to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if somebody can do that, hmm?
Pardon?
Oh yeah. So your task which everyone needs to do, that is you're going to make the user enter a position. You like enter a number from 1 to 9. The user will enter a number and at that position you will show an X. But I will be really impressed if after printing user enters a number, user enters 1, you printed X at position 1. After that, ask the user again if they want to enter another position. If the user says yes, I want to enter another position, ask him for another number. They will enter the number and you print X at that position. Like you do the whole thing again. All right? You do it till the user doesn't say like no, I don't want to enter another position. All right? So if somebody can figure that out, that will be really cool. So if you have any more questions, you can stay or like ask me, otherwise you can start leaving.